Hey guys, going live. Oh, it's so bright. I'm not sure you can see me. There we go. It's just so bright. Oh my gosh. I need like a production crew and okay, I'll try to sit close because the one on YouTube is a little wonky. We're sitting here by the fire. Can everybody see? We got a little fire going. It's a beautiful, very cold morning, and I don't know who needs to hear this today. I had a really interesting week. We had an odd week, an unfortunate week in many ways. If I stay close, you can see me over there on YouTube. A very interesting week, a very sad week. A couple of things, 5 or 6 things have accumulated for me as I experienced my life this week here on this beautiful earth. And I experienced all the feels, all the emotions. Had a lot of time alone to reflect. John's been traveling. So we had a friend of our daughter's pass away a week ago today. He took his life, a suicide. I had a colleague at a company I'm working with right now who said, I'm going to be out on bereavement leave. And turns out his friend from college took his own life. I talked to a client this week who was struggling with emotions. She teared up 2 or 3 times during our coaching call, and she said, she was wiping her tears. I don't want to feel this. I don't want this. I watched I don't know what season it was of This Is Us to catch up because I didn't realize there were 2 more seasons over the past 2 years, so I really wanted to watch those. So I rewatched the previous season. Talked about depression. Talked about not being able to get out of the bed. I have a couple of family members who dealt with depression. I've got family members who deal with panic attacks. And I want you to know something. We all, including myself, have mental health challenges. We all are emotional. There have been times where I dealt with not feeling enough. When I cheered at NC State, I had anorexic tendencies, and I have suffered over body image for the past 30 years. There's times where I looked in the mirror and didn't like myself so much. There were times where I remember hitting myself on my upper chest to hurt myself. We all have mental health problems. Sip of coffee on that one. More self-love, right? Well, that is the answer, but it's not the answer. You can get a mug all day long, and we all have mental health problems. We all have mental health problems, but let's reframe that. We all are emotional beings. Let's try to look at it from a connectedness perspective. So there's things that people suffer over. They either don't feel like they are enough, and these are kind of the root causes of suffering. I'm not enough, which has been my issue. I'm not enough. I got to do more. You're brainwashed in this society. You spend time, being told, oh, get straight A's. You can do it. You can be better. And it's a capitalist society that says more, better is the way to go, right? Oh, you need to get rid of those wrinkles. Oh, you weigh too much, right? I am not enough. One of the massive root causes of suffering, right? Of mental health issues. The other is, I'm different than you. Oh, well, I'm not like that. Like, I don't know how she does that because I can't do that. That's not me. That's a belief system. And the third is, and there are others, but these are the prominent ones, the primary beliefs that people have that cause them to suffer and that feed and fuel mental health issues. I'm not enough. You're different than me. I'm different than everybody else. Or, wow, that's not available to me. That's not available to me. That's the way people have been raised, where I had my son brought a friend here once, and they were looking at some fancy houses along the creek here, and he said, wow, that must be nice. I'd never be able to afford a house like that. And I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Where does that come from? And it comes from, that's not available to me. That's not who I am. That's a belief system and a thought that has been embedded in this person's mind based on the way they were raised, that that's not available to them, and that causes them to suffer. Why do I want to talk about it? If we could, look, people, if you're suffering and you have depression and you need help, do not isolate. Go get help. Make the phone call. Tell someone I'm not good, which a friend of mine told me this past week too. I'm not good. And I'll tell you what happened with me. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it. I wanted to fix it. I wanted to tell this friend, get up off your ass and let's get on with happiness. Let's get on with living. Let's just be. So that doesn't fix it. So I just was there, just telling my friend I love her, telling her that she's not alone, telling her she got phenomenal coping skills, telling her anything I knew, and trying to role model an emotional way of living that embraces life as best I can. Because I have come to understand that you can't get this thing called life wrong. You can't get it right or wrong. You're just here to experience it. And the most powerful way for you to have an experience that's fulfilling, in my experience, and based on what I've been trained, is to observe yourself. Observe your thoughts. And notice, oh, wow, those thoughts are mean. Or those thoughts are supportive. But here's the coolest part about this, everybody. They're your thoughts, which means you created them, which means you can change them. And if you can't change them by yourself, ask for help. Because it's just neurons in your brain. So you have these neurons in your brain that lock into habitual ways of being. And there's a kitty cat. Hello, kitty cat. Habitual ways of being. They're neurons that they get locked. And we can break the neuron, and then we can relock the neuron so that it has a new thought in your brain. This is neuroscience. What I'm telling you is this is the way to fix it. You might need medication, but less than 10% of the world's population really does. Did you know that? And more than 20% are leveraging medications. The resistance to feel the emotions is the other big piece of the suffering. Oh, I don't want to feel that. I need to be able to figure it out. I need to be able to get up off my butt and make life happen, which has been a challenge for me too. I don't always sit with my emotions, but I've learned to when they become overwhelming. And so have my clients. So let's talk about emotions before I send you off with your pen and paper and your self-journaling and your self-awareness and your reflection today. And who needs you to show up for them? And who do you need to show up for you? And if those people can't, call the 1-800 number. I'm not kidding you, man. Call the helpline. Call a coach. Call a counselor. But let's look at it, right? So the thought that you're having creates an emotional meaning that you've been brainwashed to believe or understand in your life. Something somebody taught you, which again, you can change that. And that emotion causes you to behave in a certain way. The thought creates an emotion, creates a behavior. Your thoughts, which can be changed, create an emotional meaning. What am I making this mean? And that causes you to behave in a certain way. Emotions, energy in motion. It is what moves us. Your body can't survive without emotions. To suppress any emotion at any extreme is preventing your body from doing what it knows how to do. And when we suppress them and we numb out and we push them deep down inside and say things like, well, I try not to get mad. I'm like, well, what if you're mad? Well, I try not to get upset. I don't want to cry. Well, what if your body is sending liquid to your freaking eye to come out? It is a natural human process. The only reason we're here is to experience all of these senses and to serve in the best way that we as individual expressions of the universe can serve. Whatever you are led to do, say, be, that's what we need, which means you can't get it wrong. You have as much value as the most profound, richest, patent-owning Nobel Peace Prize recipient. And so is the homeless guy sitting on the corner. We are all connected. That thing about I'm different, you're different, we're not connected, we're not the same. Guess what? That's what makes us the same. We all have mental health issues. That's what makes us the same. And once we start looking at each other and stop trying to control our bodies, our emotions, and each other, then we can just chill out and live. Oh my God, this is the most miraculous thing to be on this earth. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be here every day. My friend and I went out to eat and I was like, oh my God, look, they put an ice sculpture on my sushi. If you start looking at everything like it's a fucking miracle, you're going to feel a hell of a lot better. And the first thing you need to look at is yourself in the mirror. You a fucking miracle. And excuse my French, it's just a word. You can make it mean whatever you want. That's the beauty of you. You can make your world and your way of being mean whatever you want. And the most important thing is to make it mean that it's okay. Because my daughter and I joke, because you're okay. You really are okay. You're okay even when you're not okay. That's the beauty of it. I'll never forget getting divorced, being glad I was getting divorced, and grieving the F out of getting divorced. I laid in the bed watching that same show. This is 4 or 5 years ago, crying my eyes out. And at the same time, I was like, wow, what an amazing human experience. You can carry grief at the same time as you carry joy. I want you guys to be emotional. I want you to stand up and go, oh my God, y'all, and telling your friends and telling your family, man, I'm sad today. Man, I feel like crap. I'm going to sleep for the next 2 days, and I want you to make sure and get me up out of that damn bed. Or, I am so happy today. Unapologetic joy. Emote, emote, emote. Energy in motion. It's okay. And that hole, that gap, someone on Facebook actually said this, and the child that took his life a week ago said this. There's a hole inside of me. There's this pain. I know that feeling. That is me not loving me enough. That is you not loving yourself enough. Come back to you. Quit looking externally for the answer. It is not external. It is internal. It is you. It's worth it. You are worth it. So, I didn't know what I was going to say this morning, but I am fucking worth it, and so are you. So please, try to have some fun. Just relax and chill out and drink your coffee and find the little teeny things every day, the smallest things that you think are miraculous. I remember in my highest of anxiety, I would say, I just am so grateful for the electricity. I'm so grateful for the water that goes down the drain. And I just went back to the basics, my primary needs. And now, like energy attracts like energy. And I'm sitting by the fire. I drink whatever coffee I want every day. I have attracted this miraculous life, and I get to do these things. We chose to come on this earth to have this experience. So have it. Quit holding back. Have this experience and have as much fucking fun as you can. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I love you guys. Please share, and I'll talk to you later. #Life by Design.